Hi guys and welcome to today's art journal. So this is an art journal. I think I may have shown it before in terms of the developmental stage of it and how I put it together. It was made from 3 recycled cards, so just A5 cards, and I've put them together. And I always leave my journals I leave elements so that I can come back and do some more stuff to it. So we'll have a look. And I've got this one I want to just show you as well, and we'll work on that if we've got time. But let's look at this one. So when you first open a journal that you may think is finished, like this one, I've got spaces where I'm thinking I would like to do some journaling now. At the time, I was happy with what was here, but now I want to do some journaling so that I can get down whatever thoughts that this is inspiring. I can get it down on this particular page. And there are other elements that I've done. So I've done they're black card cut out into oval shapes, and I've added some it's a Posca pen. It's a broad nibbed Posca pen, and I used it to create these patterns, but I just want to add to them slightly, and wherever I've got some marks I want to maybe do something with that, maybe writing, maybe just doodling. So there's lots of potential spaces that I can spend just, you know, a few minutes, if that's all I have, and doodle on the page. And on this particular page I had an envelope with a message, a note to self, and I was thinking to myself, you know, I should add another little message that can go in there, so we might get time to do that. And as I say, just journaling where I've used the black ink, just journaling on that line using a white jelly roll pen. And there's lots of areas here that I can work in, even in the spaces as well. And then on this page I've incorporated some fabric, and I've got a space here that if I wanted to write a more private message for myself, not that anybody's going in here, but like, you know, I could be then coming back to the journal and it's like a nice surprise to see a message here for myself. So we're going to work on that. And then the other thing is, if you've checked any of the other videos out and you've seen my Material Mondays, you've seen for the last few weeks I've been working on creating these are marks I've burnt into the leather, and I wanted to see how I could incorporate some of the elements that I've created in the leather and incorporate them into my journal. Because for me, all the things that I do creatively, I want them to be able to transfer to some of the other areas. So I've got a fabric piece here that I've started stitching some leather into it, and that might just be a little leather and jeans material collage. But it's just to use all your materials. It doesn't have to mean that, well, because I've decided to, you know, work in leather, you can't work in any other thing. And that's the beauty of mixed media. You get to incorporate some of the things that you enjoy working on with each other. So we're going to get on with this, and I've got my heat gun. I've identified a few pieces of leather, very small pieces, and these are ones that you may have thrown away, that, you know, they're small, so it's not as if you're going to stitch them on anything. And I just thought, just here at the front, that would look nice. And then I've got this space alongside here, and so these were bits that I had created before, and I think it goes quite well with the silver element. So I'm not sure whether it should go like that or like that. I like both ways, but I think I'm feeling more this way. Yeah, so I'm going to just attach these. I've got my glue gun, and it's going on fabric, so it should be fine. I'm just pressing that in there. So this journal uses fabric and card, and so I've used a lot of collage elements, but also, as I say, fabric elements. And I've just gone through my supplies and looked at what I could potentially use that's too small to have a project of its own, but can be incorporated into one that I'm already doing. So I'm just holding it down for a bit, and we'll add the other one. Yeah, and it's just a small, I will come in so you can get a better view. It's just a small detail. I don't think I want to add any more after this, but then you never know, I might find a bit that, or I might want to, you know, I might find a bit that can go in here or along here. So let me come in a bit so that you can get a good look. Okay, so that's the bit I've just added. So there is quite a lot going on, but it's fine. It's if you like it, if it's what suits you, and you know, there is, it's about what you want on your journal. There's a hanging bit. Okay, and just other little things that I've made, and kind of, you know, that would have just been sitting amongst other things that are like, I've only got one of, like this, the third, and they've all just come together as a happy family, and now we've got the leather bits on it. So we're going to go on, and I'm going to work on some other bits in this journal, and you can join me, so you can find a journal that you have that you can do that too. Or what you can do is find elements, you know, paper, and start doing some doodles on, and that could be something that you cut up for later. So I'm going to get going, and you'll see how I work through some of the pages, and we'll come back at the end.
Anywhere you go, you belong. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
Finished on here for now, so I'll just show you some of what I've done. So I've added, just, can you see that? Actually, it's coming even closer. So I've just added some journaling in places, just added some doodling, and on some of the pages. I didn't yet make the note, but I'm okay with that for now. Again, use your journals and see how you feel when you're working in them, and what you feel like doing, because they do serve a purpose for you. So, you know, don't be sucked into, well, so and so does it like this, and so I've got to have a journal like this. It's however you feel you want to work with that journal. I found when I allowed myself just to make the journals that spoke to me, I started making loads of them. It was just like I was always just creating, and it felt good. It does feel good because, you know, you feel satisfied once you've finished, and it's allowed you to express what you wanted to express for that particular moment. And that's what it's all about, because working in these journals, it does bring about, you know, it impacts on your health and well-being. Okay, and then I've just added love here, just some doodles in the lines, just some elements here, and I've just written, hey gorgeous. Sometimes you need that. Let your light shine. That's a message. And this one says, miracles are all around you, which is so true. There's so many miracles going on in your body and around you, but they're yet to happen. Okay, so that's that one. We'll just look at this one and I'll show you what's in it. So you get two today. I had switched off my heat gun. I was going to add these. I've got these small pieces of leather that I was thinking of adding to the journal, so we can have a quick look. I've used some wool. I crochet a little bit. I can crochet and knit, and so this was just some wool that I had left over. This is some dyed fabric, wax resist, and then I've got a painted, this is canvas that I painted, cut up, and then created like a small woven piece at the front. And then under this we've got painted fabric. So again, this is just card that I had that I wanted to use and just create. This is a very tiny journal. This is one of the pages from my patrons get a monthly digital download kit. If you join me on Patreon, you'll be able to get access to this. It's at the $3 tier, so every month they get a new digital download. So what have we got in here? We've got some fabric pieces I've stitched. It looks like I've still got some stitching to do, but that's not the project that I wanted to do today. I wanted to add the leather pieces on there, and then we'll take a look inside. So this piece is painted fabric, and it says restore, and it says grace here. And I've got a bit of stitching on there as well, and it's nice to be able to combine both stitched and paper to your journals. And this is a stenciled piece of fabric. It's what they would call vintage. It's over, say, 30-40 years old. It's more than that actually. Anyway, and then I was doing some colour swatches, and I decided to add them to this particular journal. On this page we've got this digital download, and then we've got just some small scraps of paper that this is washi tape, but this is painted card, and then I've made a little tab there. Not a tab, it's just, yeah, just a little, with a little piece of book paper. And then on the back we've got some more stitched pieces, and this paper. This is a card, but it's kind of glossy, and I've carried on with the wool. So I was just experimenting really, just to see, you know, I had these smaller pieces, so what can I do with them? And so in the front, this was here, this one says passion. So again, they're stitch pieces that have not yet been stitched together. But the other thing that you could do, if you don't particularly want to stitch, you can just glue them. Yeah, so maybe that's what we'll do today for this one. So what I want is this to be glued here and to have this space in here that I can write on if I want. I've got the back of this, which doesn't look too bad. I can write on that if I want. And then this will come over like so. And then I've got this one, this says creativity. And I don't think I'll use it in here, because it's actually, no, I could use it here. And this could be like just a little pocket here, not a little pocket, but another little tab. Okay, so I think my glue gun is ready. So we're going to go with these bits first. So I've got just some leather offcuts that I've, burnt a design into them. And I haven't decided whether I'm going to use them all. They're only tiny bit pieces. Maybe I might not use this piece. I might just use these two. So I'm going to put that one there. Like so. And that one here. So you can have journals that incorporate fabric and have a combination of stitched. So when I was doing this piece, I stitched it first and then stuck it down. I wouldn't have been able to have stitched it to this card because this card is actually quite thick. Yeah? So let me just look at this piece. So let's assemble this. So I just want some glue up here for this little piece here. And once they're stuck, they're not going to come off. So I'm just adding a little bit of glue, and then I can take out the pins. I could have stitched them, but as I say, I just wanted to work quickly, and I'm just going to glue them in. This bit's already attached, and it's just this bit now. Okay, so again, just take out the pins. I don't know whether you can hear that clanging noise. My husband's got his gym in his office, so that's him with his weights. It's just like, didn't realise it sounded so loud from over here. I mean, you might not be able to hear it, but I know I can. Okay, so that's done. We've got some nice pieces together, and as I say, I'm just going to add it here so that I can have this opening. So all I need is a strip there, and just add it like that. Now I could, if I wanted to, make a pocket and attach the bottom piece, but I'm going to leave that for now. Okay, so this bit then folds there. I need to stick this bit down. So I usually, when I'm painting my fabrics for my journals, I usually gesso them first. Because of the the paint will just go right through, so the gesso acts as a barrier on the fabric, and you can paint to your heart's you can work on it to your heart's content. It's nice to be able to work on fabric. So I've just stuck this middle bit down, but I can go in and do some stitching or add a piece. So I was going to add this bit here. Just like that. Sometimes it just, you just want to bring things together quickly. Okay, so I've got this little flap here. And then we've got this page. Okay, so let's work on one of the pages, or maybe a couple, shall we? So I'm going to get some ink, and I'm just going to do some designs on the pages. So I've got some permanent ink, black, and I just need a little bit to begin with, because I just fancy doing some doodling on the page. So this is how partly this started out. I did some doodling, and then I can come back and do some other things, laid down some collage, and created on the page. So we're going to do that with this one. I haven't really, in terms of, let's do something here. In terms of painting with the ink on fabric, I haven't really done that. So this hasn't got as much gesso as I thought, so it's spread in there. So I'm just gonna do some doodling on the page.
Anywhere you go, give it on. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
And this is what I've got so far. So we did the first page with the leather, the inside page we've stuck down, and we've decorated the front. Again, it's now ready to go to whatever next stage I want to do this. It's only a small journal anyway. So then we've got this, and then this page you've just seen. Got that page there. So I'm gonna press that on and see what's lifted. So that's fine. I'm gonna take this off, only because I'm going to be painting this anyway. I'll probably need some more gesso on here, otherwise the fabric will absorb too much of the paint. Okay, so now we've got this page that I'm thinking of just doing something simple on. So, after all of that, let's have a look at where we are now with the journal. So we've got the piece at the front there like that. We open out and we have this bit here. It's a bit stiff here, but that's fine. Restore and grace. We've got this bit here. We've still got some nice space that we can do some doodling. And as I go through the journal, adding more bits, I'll show you it again. And then this page that we've just done, and then all the doodling here. And on this page we have several words: focus, light, saw, vision. I've just gone in here with paint and added. This particular image has got lots of pattern in the face, so you can either just colour it as one, or you can actually go in and colour each individual shape in there. It's probably better to do it with the larger pieces, but you can do, you know, as I've done here. And then we've got the back, and actually we're just going to do one more piece with the back, just to get it moving along like the other pages. I'm just going to go around with the black ink. Alright, I'm going to step away now from the journal. It's funny how these little small journals can really get you absorbed. Okay, so let's just finally look at the pages. They're all done now, well, to a certain extent. And it's nice working on just the little bits and moving them along. And now the back has moved along from what it was. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed that, how I've kind of worked on both of the journals and just added little bits, and that was a nice way to spend time, just, you know, going into a journal that I really enjoyed working with and putting together, and adding some additional bits that can help me remain creative. Okay, so hope that's been useful, and I will see you again for the next journal.